Hi, welcome to this video on how to use if statements in Microbit. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to create a game of rock, paper, scissors, which is going to build on what we did last week, where we used variables and inputs, and we're going to make a game out of it whereby we can take our rock, paper, scissors and compare it against another one using an if statement in order to determine who wins. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to call it rock, paper, scissors and create that. Now, like we've done previously, we're going to need to create a variable to start with. Now this is going to start off with be very similar to the counter that we made in the previous lesson. So I'm going to call this one player one choice. Okay, and because ultimately what we're going to have here is a player one choice and then a random computer choice from the rock, paper, scissors. So I'll click OK, and at the start, on the start, I'm going to set player one choice to 0, and that I'm going to put some LEDs on is going to be displayed. I'm going to put this as a rock. So when the game starts up, it's going to simply show a rock. Okay, in fact I might colour that in just to make it more obvious. It's going to show a rock. Now, similar to last time, what's going to happen is I'm going to put an input in here that's going to change my variable. So when I click on the A button, it's going to change my my player one choice variable by 1. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put an if statement in. And what an if statement can allow me to do is to say, if it's a 0, show a rock. If it's a 2, show paper. And if it's a 3, show scissors. So I'm going to click on the logic category, and I'm going to pick this one here that says if true then else. I'm going to just drop that underneath there. Okay, and then I'm going to come back to logic, and I'm going to look for this one here under comparison, and I'm going to get the 0 equals 0 one. So what this is going to end up saying, this sentence is going to say something like this: if player one choice equals and then 0, show a rock. Else if player one choice equals 1, show paper. So let's just add in the player one choice variable like this, and there we go. So if player one choice equals, let's say 1, and then the basic is going to be paper. I'm just going to do my symbol for paper there, and I'm going to click on this plus here that's going to add another else if in, and then I can simply duplicate this top condition here like this and change that so it says 2. Okay, and if that is equal to 2, then this is going to be equal to a pair of scissors. So I'll just simply put my scissors on like that, and then I'm going to say else. So anything else other than that is going to show a rock. Okay, so just like this. So if I run this, then what we should have now is if I press the A button, it will scooch through my different options and then go back to the rock. However, I have a problem. If I keep pressing the A button, the counter is going to keep going up, and I've set it to anything other than a 1 or a 2 is going to be set as the rock. And what I want it to do is to actually go back to 0. So what I need to do here is I need to put another if statement in. Okay, that's going to say something like this: that go to logic, and I grab my if statement, and I'm going to go to logic, and I'm going to say 0 is less than 0 like that, I'll just zoom in so you can see this better. So if 0 equals less than 0, and I put the variable choice in like this, so it's going to say if P1 choice, I'm going to click on there and change that to greater than. And then I'll put 2. So if player 1 choice becomes greater than 2, I'm going to set it back to 0. And then what I'll also do is I'm just going to duplicate my rock sign in there like that. Okay, so that's what the code looks like. And if I now was to play that, I should be able to loop through each of my options. Okay, that's the end of the first part, and in the second part of the video I'll show you how to create the computer's response to this by pressing the B button.